And this has been an extremely well-played hand from Cowboy.
Looking to load up here, get his money's worth.
This check raise to $500,000 should end this hand real quick. Brian with 6 high has no place to go.
It's got to be frustrated by all of this.
We're giving away $50. It's very simple. Here's how. Step 1, go to WPTglobal.com. Step 2, sign up using bonus code YT77. Step 3, deposit at least $1. And you better act quickly because we're only giving away $50 to 100 people.
Tom Wallet, Tom out of Vine Grove, Kentucky. Gonna quickly fold. Mosin out as well. Now Scotty Wynn with the pair of fours will make it 10,000 to go. Dino out. And Yevgeniy with a queen 9. Wow, what is he doing? He's gonna re-raise with his queen 9 to 32.
Surprised Yevgeniy chose queen 9 offsuit as his bluffing hand from the big blind. Typically when you 3-bet bluff out of the big blind, you either want an ace in your hand or suited cards. Queen 9 offsuit plays okay as just a call from the big, so Yev elects to 3-bet. Scotty calls and flops a set on Jack 4 deuce.
Yevgeniy with nothing, but he's going to make the continuation bet. It appears, yep, 23,000.
Yevgeniy really hopes that Scotty is not connected and that 1-bet will win this hand for him. Of course, we know Scotty has hit about as well as possible. He doesn't really love the monotone flop, but besides that, Scotty's hitting very pretty, and now he's got a full house. So put a bow on it. We're sending this one to Scotty Wynn. It's just a matter of how big the package is.
Yevgeniy's going to slow down, though. Scotty is going to try to trap here.
Nice check from Scotty there. Gives his opponent a chance to connect or maybe bluff a river, and that ace of spades on the river just might induce Yevgeniy into a bluff here. I think with the line he's taking of 3-betting pre-flop, betting once, and then checking the turn, he's represented a lot of big aces with 1 club in their hand, so it's plausible that he would get there, make a pair of aces on the river, and then bet his hand for value, and I think that's what he's considering here.
Well, he's calling for more time. Scotty hoping against hope. His sucker bets. And Yevgeniy, are you going to do it? There it is, 40,000.
40? Everybody say winning is not everything. Winning is everything. You know, winning, you have the cash, you have the woman, you have the name, you have the fame. You know? How can you say winning is not everything?
Oh boy. And now he's going into a little acting stunt here.
100.
There goes the repop.
100,000, baby.
Relax, Scotty, relax.
60 more.
Well, it doesn't really matter. Yevgeniy's got nothing to call with, but Scotty, not doing the best job of selling that he's cool, calm, and collected right now.
Yevgeniy's got to fold the hand.
You drawing dead on the turn, baby.
Comes before my time, too.
Oh, they were great.
Sam with ace 4. Here comes a raise for sure. Huh? Folded ace 4. What is going on here?
Wow. Marchesi with a strong king-queen of hearts will raise it. And Aaron with an attractive 9, 8 of diamonds.
Refund from the last hand?
We'll see. Hopefully.
This could be interesting. Flop is a 10, 6, 4. And 2 hearts, so Tom with the 4 flush.
4 flush and 2 overcards. What a great flop for him. He's betting enough to kind of keep his opponent engaged, right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, why go crazy with this? This could be a spot where you bust somebody.
Aaron with an inside straight draw.
Aaron 100% is calling 70,000.
Takes a lot of time. Does that tell that
Yeah,
He does.
Well, we talked about this earlier. He splashes in when he has it.
Look at this, a jack. So now open-ended for Aaron and open-ended also, of course, and a flush draw for Tom. What a huge hand he has.
Oh my gosh, like an amazing draw. And look at Aaron. Basically he's against a hand that doesn't have a pair in it, okay? And he has an open-ended straight draw. He's still 19%. You don't see that very often because cards like the 8 of hearts and 9 of hearts and 7 of hearts don't win for him.
And this bet of 240.
It's one of these spots where, you know, I think calling is okay. It's a little loose.
He's going to call and hope to catch a miracle
This could
card.
be Aaron's last hand.
It could be. Down to the river we go. He catches the 7 of diamonds.
Oh my goodness! And what is Tom Marchesi gonna do? He has this propensity for betting it all when he has it. I really like an aggressive bet here for Tom. I like him making a huge bet here. And he's done it. He's moved all in, but he's been snap called. There's a new chip leader. Now, interestingly, I give Marchesi a lot of credit because if an 8 or a 9 came, his all-in move is going to work. Aaron is going to fold.
The nuts.
Cowboy raises up an ace-9.
Brian going out. And now Miguel Branes goes out as well. And there's Juan. He is our legitimate short stack. He's got queen 5 of diamonds.
Juan knows that if he moves all in pre-flop, he has no fold equity over Cowboy if he's got a solid hand.
Bo.
He's got a pretty playable hand, so he's going to make this call, take a flop out of the big blind with his short stack. Let's see if he can connect. Yes, he can.
Yeah, queen, jack, deuce. Juan out in front with the queen. He's going to check. Cowboy wisely checking behind him with nothing. And now a king of diamonds. That gives a 4 flush for Juan as well.
Not the card Juan wanted to see, but since he has second pair and a flush draw, it might induce a bluff from Cowboy.
Now he's taking more time.
And Juan is thinking about, well, do I just want to like bet all in and deny you your equity going to the river, or do I want to check and give you a chance to bluff?
And now he checks.
And Cowboy's going to take this bait. I don't love this bet, since I think most of the hands Juan peels with out of the big blind on such a short stack do have a pair or a straight draw here.
Well, I tell you what's interesting about it. He's betting 200. I think the time chip from Juan actually induced that bet. Because he said, you know, this guy's trying to pretend like he has a pretty good hand.
Yeah, it's not a crazy bet. You have some outs. And again, Juan is thinking about, do I want to just move all in and deny his equity, or do I want to call and give him an opportunity to continue bluffing later on? And he elects to call.
Cowboy's probably confused at this point. 6 of diamonds, he gets the flush.
I would like Cowboy to bluff on this river. That 9 of diamonds is a really important blocker here, so I didn't love the turn bet, but I'd love a river one, even though we know it would blow up in his face.
Bo.
Okay, so now Cowboy goes all in, insta call, and Juan has just doubled up.
Ouch, yeah. Well, if you're gonna bet the turn, you gotta follow through on that river when you're holding the 9 of diamonds.
We're giving away $50. It's very simple. Here's how. Step 1, go to WPTglobal.com. Step 2, sign up using bonus code YT77. Step 3, deposit at least $1. And you better act quickly because we're only giving away $50 to 100 people.
Unfortunately, Juan had played a great hand with his queen 5 of
Well,
diamonds.
I like the fact that he kept saying, I need more time. I mean, that's usually a sign of a weakness or a moderate hand.
Right.
And Cowboy picked up on that and said, I'm going to take advantage of this guy. He's not going to be calling me. So he got trapped pretty good there.
Yeah, Juan really projected some uncertainty, and Cowboy picked up on it, tried to attack, and ran right into one of the nut hands.
Onto this hand, Brian with an attractive 5-6 of hearts, but just calling it.
I like this play from Brian. I usually am not a big fan of limping, but here, when he has Miguel on the button, who is unlikely to isolate him without a really strong hand, I think Brian can see this flop cheaply, in position, and not have to risk playing a bloated pot against Cowboy in the big blind.
Pretty decent queen nine of spades.
Yeah, if I'm Cowboy, I might just go all in. I might raise. Your options are available to you with queen nine of spades. That's a good hand.
It really is. And he's just going to call it. Cat and mouse going on here. Here's the flop. It's a 9-8-3. 2 spades. What a flop for Cowboy.
Big flop for Cowboy.
Got the nines and a 4 flush.
He's got it all here. I'd like to see him slow play a little bit. It's really hard for Brian to have connected.
Brian is going to bet it 120.
And I like Brian's bet. He has a gut shot. Cowboy can have any 2 cards.
Cowboy calmly calls it. And now the 4.
Okay, Cowboy, you got it.
Gonna check it again, Trapperoonie.
And though Brian picked up outs here, they're no longer to the nuts, and he checks.
8 pairs the board. So Cowboy checking his flush, hoping to get a bet here.
And I think you gotta bet if you're Brian. Your opponent can have 10 high, jack high, queen high, and you would lose if you check back, so you have to bluff with 6 high. And
Yeah.
yet again, we are looking at a player who we know is betting into one of the nut hands, and I'm saying I like his bluff.
He's bet 170.
And this has been an extremely well-played hand from Cowboy.
Looking to load up here, get his money's worth.
Check raise to $500,000 should end this hand real quick. Brian with 6 high has no place to go.
He's got to be frustrated by all of this. Oh no, he's going to re-raise. Insta-call there by Cowboy. Unbelievable. Fantasy play syndrome backfires.
Wow, and Cowboy gonna take down one of the biggest pots of this final table.
And by the way, I don't agree with Tom's. Tom was just being nice when he said Aaron didn't make any mistakes.
All right.
But Aaron has made the mistakes on the really tight side of the ledger, which is good because it keeps him in there longer. And then, you know, he was very lucky to hit a heart to keep himself alive.
Well, Aaron raised, Tom calls, and Tom getting lucky on the flop, hitting 6s. And he checks it to the man that was aggressive before the flop.
Aaron, you have to bet here. I want to see a bet. See how he kind of throws the chips in there and they fall a little bit? It just seems like whenever he does that, he's bluffing. He throws them in when he has it.
Good tell, perhaps, but good depiction there. 5 on the turn, so 2 pair now for Marchesi.
And for Aaron, he picks up a double belly buster straight draw. He needs a 4 or an 8. He did that. I've showed you earlier where he puts in the chips like stack, and pushes them. He's been bluffing every time he's done that. Now, did Marchesi pick up on that? It doesn't matter. Marchesi has 2 pair. He's not going anywhere.
Well, after Aaron sees this game, perhaps he will tighten that potential tell up.
So Tom, knowing that he has the best hand here, okay, seeing the weakness, it's interesting. Do you want to go ahead and raise because you don't want the guy, in case he has jack of spades with like 9 of hearts, do you raise to make sure he doesn't hit a spade, or do you just let him bluff off?
Well, he's just called it. We're going to the river. Let's see. No, ace.
Oh, that's a great card for Tom because Aaron is almost certainly now going to make a big bet here and represent the ace.
He's getting a lot of chips out. That's 400,000. Now, Tom's starting to think, wait a second. This guy just get an ace on me here.
Tom has to call here. He's obviously going to call. I mean, he's, you know, Aaron could have had ace queen and hit an ace on the river. That's one hand he can beat. He can beat all bluffs.
You got it.
Yep.
Gonna make
good
the call. It's a solid call. Very good.
And boom, just like that, one hand of heads up, and the tides have turned.
Question is, can he close the deal? Let's see.
This time, action on Dylan. He's got ace high, ace 5. Min raise makes it 500,000 to go.
Yeah, the guy wins the pot with 6 threes. Why not play the 6 fours?
Right, splash around, and good luck. Here we are. It's a 4, 9-4 deuce. So James out flopping Dylan again. He checks.
Dylan going to make the continuation bet. He does have the wheel draw, the gut shot straight draw.
It's a $500,000 bet.
It looks like another check raise by James Carroll, and that's exactly what it is. And Dylan's got to be saying to himself, you got to be kidding me. This guy can't hit every single flop. Every time I bet the flop, he raises me.
Dylan is making this call, hoping to hit the 3, but no, it's a deuce, pairs the board.
Now, action's on James.
And he checks.
All in.
Wow, he is pushing all in. He's going to try to bluff for all his money. And it actually could work. It's a hefty bet.
And the tournament on the line.
Usually players don't bluff off all their money this kind of bet when they don't have something pretty strong arrow out in front.
This could be a really bad call.
Well, James even laughing about it. Could be a really bad call here. It could be a great one that gets him the title,
That
Vince.
would be incredible.
Good call.
What a call by James Carroll. These guys fight for every pot. He's got the best hand. If he can dodge an ace 3 or a 5, he'll be the champion. Dylan even sort of salutes him for making that call.
Unfortunate river for you, though.
Top 10 calls of the season, no doubt about it. He is one card away from becoming a WPT champion at Bay 101.
He's hit a river card already once tonight. Can he do it again? No! Doesn't happen. James Carroll is our champion. And Vince, you gotta say, the guy deserved this title.
You said it all along. He played the best poker at the table. His luck finally paid off. He gets congratulated by his friends. Back down to the heads-up action here. Harry looking down at a pair of jacks. What a nice hand. Local cash game player, former pizzeria owner, loves his hand. Blinds 153, and he's making it 600,000 to go.
Well, a quick call by Mike with the 6-4. Now flop queen 9-9. No help to anybody. Mike quickly checks, and Harry checks his 2 jacks. Now an ace comes off. Another bad card to come up if you have 2 jacks. Again, Mike quickly checks. And again, Harry checks. Trying to control the pot. Now a 7 comes off. Mike knows the only possible way he can win in this pot is to bet at it, and he is reaching for chips. $1 million, and he bets.
He's got guts. But you got jacks wired. Do you lay it down? No. Not this man. He's making a good call.
Well, Harry says he's been watching all the episodes in the history of the World Poker Tour. Obviously, he's been watching some great players make some great calls. Well, put him on the list there. Well done.
And that's his group right there.
I was like, really? You trapping me all the way on the river?
You're giving me too much credit. Pocket deuces is the nuts to me.
We're giving away $50. It's very simple. Here's how. Step 1, go to WPTglobal.com. Step 2, sign up using bonus code YT77. Step 3, deposit at least $1. And you better act quickly because we're only giving away $50 to 100 people.
If Brian doesn't have trips, you want him to have a bluff. And his most likely bluffs are going to be something like a straight draw.
Or a flush draw.
Yeah, straight draw, flush draw. So you don't want to have the cards in your hand that you want your opponent to have if he's bluffing, which is 7-8, 8-9, or spades. So anytime you have any of those cards in your hand as the bluff catcher, you're blocking his bluffs. So it's just less likely he's bluffing it because you have the 7 in your hand. Doesn't mean you can never call with a blocker in your hand, but it should make the likelihood of you calling go down significantly.
I think John is going to win this hand.
So Christopher's saying the 7 is irrelevant when the queen comes. So Christopher, you're referring to his kicker not playing. What we're referring to is that you don't want to be blocking the other player's bluffs. Again, those of you wondering how we're interacting with the fans, we're on the World Poker Tour's Facebook page. The stream is up there, and in the comments section you can chat, ask any questions you want to ask, state any comments, and we're checking it out. Just say hi if you want to say hi, give you a shout out. Let us know what you want to talk about.
Check.
5 1/4.
5 1/4. 525 is the bet.
Got a 6-high bluff here from John.
Call.
Quick call with ace high.
Jake will show 6-5 of clubs for 6 high. Ron will show ace 9 of clubs for ace high.
Brian makes a good call there with ace high.
Action on the boxer, Laron Washington.
Oh, picks up a nice hand and heads up poker here, the king, queen of diamonds. But just going to limp in and call on the button.
And Sean Urban with a queen 5 of spades. Nothing fancy. We're going to see a flop. Here's the first 3 cards.
Oh, flop comes king, jack 10.
Oh, buckle up. Sean with a 4 flush. He has checked it.
He's also got an open-end straight draw, but Laron has top pair with an open-end straight draw. And he comes out firing 500,000. Vince, we could see a lot of fireworks.
More.
There's the first raise by Sean Urban to 1.3 million.
He's saying, I'm open-ended. I got a flush draw. I'm going to bully you out of this. Little does he know, though, Laron has a huge hand as well.
Vince, in my view, many players would just ship it right here with Laron's hand. Now,
Right.
maybe if he puts his opponent on a spade draw, he might want to take one off to see if a spade comes off and then move all in. Laron is making the call, so a monster pot developing here. So over 3 million in the pot. Comes the turn card. Jack of clubs.
Pairs the board. What a scare card for both players. This, they both slow down. They both check.
Deuce of hearts comes off. That no apparent help to either player.
Sean didn't hit the flush. Nothing on the river for him.
I'm all in.
But look at this, man. Sean Urban is moving all in. He's betting 3.7 million on a bluff.
Absolutely nothing. What guts to make this bet really be successful?
Vance, he's got Laron covered. Not by much, but by enough to bust Laron out of this tournament if he would make this call and lose this pot.
And Laron, the boxer, getting up from his seat. By the way, I've never seen a player that gets up from his seat get away from the hand. They usually call, but we will see. It is a very tough call to make.
It sure is. That might look like a pretty good hand with 2 kings, but when your opponent check raised you on the flop and now moves all in for your tournament life, it is tough to call with just kings here.
This would be the call of the tournament. Practically breaks Sean Urban.
I'll call.
He's going to do it. He's
Wow.
made the call.
And Vince, just like that, it's like he's lost the first 9 rounds of this heads-up battle. But in round 10, bam, he's knocked him out to a 9.5 count. What a tough call that was to make. Just 2 kings there. Now, it may seem like a big hand heads up, but when you got check raised on the flop for that hand, and now your opponent moves in on the river, whew, I'm telling you, folks, that is not an easy call to make.